The book I chose to review is called How Full Is Your Bucket? It is by Tom Rath and Donald O. Clifton. Tom Rath is noted as a leading business thinker and a best-selling author. One of his other books is entitled Strengths-Based Leadership and Well-Being, the 5 Essential Elements. It was a New York Times bestseller. He also has degrees from the University of Michigan and the University of Pennsylvania. The other author is Donald O. Clifton. He was cited by the American Psychological Association as the father of strengths psychology. He was also chairman of Gallup, and he was the founder and inventor of the Clifton Strengths Finder. He has co-authored several books, including the bestseller Now Discover Your Strengths. The purpose of this book was to provide strategies for well-being. This book really wants people to discover the power of helping others by focusing on what is right and not always focusing on the negative. The target of this book can really be anyone, but it's mostly focused on managers and to help them how to be a more positive influence to their employees and help them be more successful by focusing on the positive achievements in their daily life and in their daily workplace. The strengths of this book for me, honestly, were that, one, it was very short. As a very busy working mom, I do want to keep educating myself and becoming a better leader. But when you look at some of the leadership books out there, they're so long, and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to finish it. So the shortness of this book was a big positive for me. Also, I liked that the authors didn't draw out their bucket theory. They gave examples right away on suggestions how we can fill one's bucket and the choices that we make every single day to either be positive or negative. They talk about how praise is very rare in the workplace and that that negativity can kill work performance. It gives real-life examples of how using this bucket theory and recognition and praise helped work wonders in specific offices. Managers talk about how they implemented this theory and they immediately saw how just saying one nice thing to an employee can increase productivity in their workplace. So I liked that it gave real-world examples and it was very short and to the point. The biggest shortcoming of this book for me was that it really didn't mention how to address negatives that happen in the workplace. Managers can give recognition and praise all day long, but they can't always overlook the negativity and weakness because that positivity that they're trying to embrace has to be grounded in reality. The authors mention that if a negative is completely ignored all the time, then it can result in false optimism and can essentially end up being counterproductive and be annoying. Nobody wants to get praise from somebody that if they feel like it's disingenuine. But they don't give any examples at all on how to address these negatives while still remaining positive and still trying to fill one's bucket with, positive praise. So if that were one feedback for the authors, it would be to talk a little bit more about these negatives. The authors' objective of explaining the bucket theory was achieved throughout the entire book. They didn't try to implement additional leadership strategies. They focused on this one bucket theory, and they broke it down into small sections with strategies that were easy to understand. So that was nice for me. They also provided handouts that people could use at the end of the book to implement this strategy into their workplace. So this book ended up being a #1 New York Times bestseller, which meant that the opinions of the author were supported by the people who bought it. They found it useful. So I would recommend this book to any manager or leader. I also think that it doesn't have to be in an office environment. Nurse leaders, any type of leader can use this. It's really just a great reminder that we need to give recognition to employees, family members, people on a daily basis, and fill them up with positives. When employees are positive about their work, then they will end up being more successful and productive. So that's the end. Thank you for listening.